Have you ever ridden an escalator in a shopping center? My name is Sean Larson, real estate broker, and I've ridden an escalator, but have you ever ridden an escalator in a real estate deal? You might not have heard what an escalation clause is. So we're going to go over that today because they're pretty important. You might want to use one. You might be up against one. So let's look at an offer situation on a home. You go out, you find the home, you love it, you want to put an offer in. It might be a hot market. Maybe it's just hot property. Because you can still have a really hot property in a balanced or cool market. It might just be a property that everybody wants. So it drove a lot of demand. The competition's there. You might be competing with 10 other offers or however many. Doesn't matter. It could be one. You still might be up against an escalation clause. Well, an escalator in a shopping center, what does it do? Well, it takes you up and takes you down. In real estate, it's going to take you up. So here's how it works. An escalation clause is virtually an auto bid. It auto-escalates your offer. Yes, you can define by what increment, and you can also put what limit you want on there. Why would you do that? Here's why. Say, for instance, we're just going to take an example of two offers for now. Two offers come in on the same home. Somebody has a fixed amount on their offer, and the other person submits theirs with a fixed amount, but they add an escalation clause that says, we will add X dollars above any other offer that you get. So when you're up against that other offer, yours automatically jumped above theirs in terms of price, assuming you wrote it that way, that the limits match. That doesn't mean that the seller has to pick yours. And it doesn't even mean yours was the better offer, because offers are evaluated on more than just price. So today, for escalation clause purposes, we're just talking about price. Another offer could still beat you out because it's got better terms. Maybe it had a bucket of cash. They didn't want an inspection or something like that. But today, we're just talking about price. The escalation will automatically raise the amount that you are offering. And again, you can set the limit. So maybe you set it for $1,000. Maybe you set it for $5,000, maybe $10,000. So you're saying, hey, if this one comes in at X dollars, I'll give you $10,000 more than that. Can multiple people use escalations? You better believe it. So say, for instance, those two offers both have escalation clauses and they're bidding against each other automatically. It's not like they're calling people. The documents are automatically doing it. Who wins? Well, the seller still picks who wins. And honestly, they don't have to pick either of them. I mean, there's nothing that obligates a seller to pick any of those because this does not override the seller's right to evaluate all offers. This is just showing you how the increments work in theory between these two offers. So in theory, what would happen is the one who had the lowest maximum on their offer, that's the one that would stop first, and then the next one would take one more increment above that. So if it was $10,000 increment, the one offer would then be $10,000 over the other one, assuming their maximums allowed for that. Does it mean they're going to win? No. The seller could still evaluate all those terms. So should you use an escalation clause? Well, that kind of depends as well. That's where communication comes into play, because between buyer and seller agents, sometimes you can determine whether the seller even likes escalation clauses, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't want that bidding going on. They would rather just have a concrete figure in front of them that they know what it is. And sometimes the game of the escalation can be a little intimidating to sellers. So don't think it's a win-all. Don't think you always should use it. Here's another case. You have the two offers bidding up. Maybe the seller comes back and decides to counter to another offer at what the winning offer, and I use winning just to convey the highest offer. They could still go back and counter to offer B and say, hey, we'll sell it to you for this price. And sure, the buyer can accept that and they get a deal and they go on. So the escalation doesn't eliminate all of the traditional aspects to selling that are available to a seller, because the seller runs the show really on picking offers. So it's the same thing when multiple offers come to the table. The seller can still pick any of them. The seller can pick none of them. The seller can pick to counter one of them. So it's still up to them. But this is a tool to kind of help speed things up and help make your offer potentially look better, or at least in terms of price. The other terms still count. So That's a little bit about escalation clauses. They can get pretty complicated. It's not a cure-all. I wouldn't recommend using them all the time. It is definitely a per-case scenario that needs to be evaluated to ensure that you didn't use a tool that really shouldn't be and you kind of ruined your own chances. So if I can answer any questions about that, happy to do so. If I can answer anything else about real estate, happy to do that as well. Just send them to me. I'll take great care of you. Thanks so much. Have a super day.